Welcome to the Weekly Spanish Review. This is for Mr. Jones's Spanish 1 class from December 7th to December 11th. If you take a look here, this is the verb chart that we did this week. In Spanish 1, the most important thing you're going to learn is how to conjugate verbs. So it's really important that we understand this concept. A verb, just like in English, is an action, and the first ones we're going to look at are the verbs that end in AR. So all these are actions, like to speak, to watch, to listen. So to conjugate these verbs, we'll take off the last part, the AR, and then we'll substitute what you see right here in the parentheses. So for this first one, hablar, we take off the AR, we substitute an O on the end, and that means yo hablo, I speak. For tú, which means you, again, you take off the AR and you substitute AS on the end. So tú hablas means you speak. For él, ella, and usted, again, take off the AR and substitute A, habla. So if we say él habla, he speaks. Ella habla, she speaks. Nosotros hablamos, and then ellos and ustedes hablan. So we also did a lot of examples this week. You could say, yo hablo en la clase. Tú hablas inglés. Ella habla español. Ellos hablan mucho. So as you filled out the chart, you saw the same pattern. It repeats. It does not change for these AR. There's only a few that change, but we'll go over those later. Yo miro. I watch, I look. Tú miras. You watch. Levantar, to raise. Yo levanto. You could say yo levanto la mano, which we know from our vocab means hand. So yo levanto la mano cuando tengo una pregunta. Now let's try this one together. If we wanted to say we buy, nosotros, take off the AR, add the amos, so we buy would be compramos. We could make sentences like nosotros compramos materiales escolares. Again, just a reminder, conjugating verbs is really important. So we'll do a few more examples. Yo escucho, tú escuchas, él y usted escucha, nosotros escuchamos, ellos escuchan. Yo trabajo, tú trabajas, él, ella, usted trabaja, nosotros trabajamos, ellos, ustedes trabajan. So we've got our verbs. Now we're going to try and use them with some of the new vocab to complete these. So we've got los muchachos, and then we've got una camisa y un pantalón. So we know camisa is shirt, pantalón is pants, so we're going to say wear. We got to choose the verb for wear. And we know it's not enseñan, which means to teach. Estudian, they study. Sacan, like they get. Hablan, they speak. Prestan, they pay before attention. Prestan atención. Levanta, no, they don't raise. They don't take that. They wear. So this one would be, los muchachos llevan una camisa y un pantalón. In the second part, the students, what mucho? We know from previous vocabulary, ambiciosos means hardworking or ambitious. So I would say study for this one. Los alumnos estudian mucho. Number 3 is talking about paying attention. So that one was ellos prestan atención en la clase. Number 4, they raise their hand if they have a question. So raise was levantar. And since we're talking about ellos, we remember that ending with an. Ellos levantan. Los profesores answer their questions. Contestan. Los alumnos blank. They speak Spanish in Spanish class. So, hablan for número 6. The teachers teach. Los profesores enseñan. And then they take an exam. Ellos toman un examen. Last part, we're going to decide if it's sí or no, if it makes sense. Un alumno bueno presta atención cuando el profesor habla. Sí, a good student pays attention when the professor speaks. So that one is sí. Un alumno malo we know means a bad student. So they would not sacan notas altas, because we know notas altas is good grades. Notas altas are notas buenas. So that wouldn't make sense. Los alumnos estudian y la profesora enseña. Yep. The students study and the professor teaches. That one would be sí. Una camisa y un pantalón son materiales escolares. No. Materiales escolares are school supplies. So that would be no for that one. Un bolígrafo, un cuaderno y los lápices son materiales escolares. Yes, those are school materials. A pen, a notebook, and pencils.